Hi, in this video we'll learn how to convert a linear equation from slope-intercept form into standard form. So I have my equation y equals 3/4 x minus 5, and this equation is in the slope-intercept form, and I need to convert this equation to the standard form. Now the slope-intercept form of equation is equal to y equals mx plus b. We call it slope-intercept form because it's really easy to identify the slope and the y-intercept. M is the slope of line and b is the y-intercept. Y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. So this is the slope-intercept form, and my equation is in the slope-intercept form. Now if you notice, in slope-intercept form, the y variable is by itself on the left-hand side and all other terms are on the right-hand side. Now let's talk about the standard form. The standard form of linear equation is ax plus by is equal to c. Now in standard form, the variables x and y are on the left-hand side and the constant term is on the right-hand side. A is the coefficient of x, b is the coefficient of y. And there are a few things to keep in mind. The first thing is a and b should be integers. They should be whole numbers. We cannot have fractions for a and b. And a should be a positive integer. B could be a positive or a negative whole number, but a should be positive integer. And then a, b, and c should not have common factor other than 1. So let's say if I have an equation like this, let's say if I have equation 2x plus 10y is equal to 14. You see that 2, 10, and 14, my a, b, and c, they all are divisible by 2. So basically I can divide this equation by 2. If you get an equation where you have a common factor other than 1, then you need to divide that equation by the common factor and write your equation in the simplified form. So in my case, I just have to divide this equation by 2. So 2x divided by 2 will be x, 10y divided by 2 is going to be 5y, and 14 divided by 2 is going to be 7. And this is the simplified standard form. So I want my equation in this form. I shouldn't have any common factor other than 1. So that's what I need to keep in mind. Now, let's convert this equation into the standard form. So I'm going to write my equation here, y equals 3/4 x minus 5. Now we know that we cannot have the fractions in our equation, right? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this fraction. To get rid of the fraction is a division problem. And we know that to solve the equations, we just use the opposite operation, right? So what is the opposite of dividing 4? The opposite of dividing by 4 is multiplying by 4. So I'm going to multiply my equation by 4 on both sides. So let's do that. I'll multiply my equation by 4 on both sides. And remember that we have to do that on both the sides. Now I'm going to distribute this 4 inside. So 4 times y is going to be 4y is equal to, let's write this, 4 times 3/4 x and then minus 5 times 4. Basically, you're distributing this 4 inside the parentheses. Now here we're going to get 4y is equal to 4 and 4 is going to cancel out each other. We just have 3x here left, and then minus 5 times 4 is going to give me 20. Now you see that in the standard form, we have the x and y variables on the left-hand side and the constant term on the right-hand side. That means we need to bring this x variable on the left-hand side. My y is already on the left-hand side, but I need to move my x variable on the left-hand side as well. That means I need to eliminate it from here. To eliminate it, what can I do to make this 0? Well, this is 3x. I can subtract 3x to make this 0. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides of my equation. So this will be 4y minus 3x on the left-hand side. 4y minus 3x is equal to, and then 3x and 3x is going to cancel out each other. And then I just have negative 20 on the left-hand side. Now you see that my x variable should come first. X term should be written first and then the y term. So I'm going to just do some manipulation here. I'm going to put my x term first. So this is going to be negative 3x. I'll put my x term first, and you have to bring that term along with the sign. 3x has a negative sign in front of it, so this is going to be negative 3x, and then 4y is positive, so I'll just put plus 4y here is equal to negative 20. Now we know that the x term cannot be negative, right? the coefficient of x, which is a, this is my a cannot be negative. We discussed that a and b has to be integers, they cannot be fractions, and a should be a positive integer, b could be positive or negative, that doesn't matter. So here, since I have a negative sign in front of the x term, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this negative sign, and I can do that by multiplying my equation by -1. So I'm going to multiply my equation by -1. And I'll just distribute this -1 inside the parentheses. So -1 times -3x will be positive 3x. -1 times positive 4y is going to be -4y. And -20 times -1 is going to be positive 20. So basically, when you multiply your equation by -1, you change the sign of all your terms. See, -3x was negative previously, but then we changed it to positive because we multiplied that by -1. Then again, 4y was positive, but now it's negative, and then -20, this was negative, and we got this positive. So whenever you multiply by -1, basically you change the sign of all your terms. So we got 3x minus 4y is equal to 20, and this looks perfect. This looks in the standard form because ABC doesn't have any other common factor other than 1, right? And then a is a positive integer, b is negative integer, which is okay, but as long as it's whole number, then it's okay. It could be positive, it could be negative. So, and the constant term is on the right hand side of the equation, and x and y variables are on the left hand side. So this is going to be our final answer. 3x minus 4y is equal to 20. That's all in this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new to this channel and want to see more videos on other math topics, be sure to subscribe down below and share it with your friends. See you in the next video.